Hello.
Whoa, caught me off guard there. Hey, everyone.
Welcome to TFT Tarot for today.
Divine Dabblings with
Oberon.
and me, Banshee. Welcome to the show.
Welcome, everybody.
And I just got one thing today
And here's Sunny right on
to
cue.
say. I'm off work for the weekend.
Woo-hoo!
Woohoo! Sorry, didn't mean to scream in the mic.
And there's our sun man. Takes his position. It has been a while, hasn't it, my darling kitty?
Oh my goodness. We keep trying to find ways to work around this cat, and it is not easy.
Oh, I thought you were just resorting to pushing him off the table.
Well, for the monthly modality, I kind of had to.
Yes.
Oh, my goodness.
And if you haven't caught it, that's right. Banshee just mentioned we do the unique astrological tarot reading called the Monthly Modality Message that just dropped down onto YouTube channel yesterday. So check that out if you will.
Yeah, and I was supposed to get a Soul Stories out, but a funny thing happened on the way to doing that. I decided I have to refilm it. So it's going to come out this weekend. Two of them are going to be literally back to back, but it will be coming out because, hey, I have a long weekend. And we're still kind of quarantined, although some of our state is opening up again and our counts are down, so we're really, really happy about that.
And best of all, there were some legal challenges to the governor's state-ordered shutdown, and they seem to have kind of flown through
For
that.
now, they have failed because they were called no merit. And so I'm hoping for the best, and I think she's doing the right thing.
Absolutely.
Politics
I do too.
aside, just safety first. So, but you know, there's lots of opinions on that. So, hey, Mr. O, I'm going to draw a Ted Andrews Animal Speaks rune for the collective. Yeah, let's get the screen up here today as our message for everyone while we wait for people to come in.
Thanks, Angel.
Oh, hey there, Angel.
Hi, Benita. Hi, Merwin.
Well, and interestingly enough, I have pulled reversed Coyote Balance. For those of you not familiar with Ted Andrews, he was really, really a shaman. He was so into nature and the natural world, and he wrote some great tarot decks and tools around animals in the natural world, and this is one of them. So I'm going to look up Coyote, and Ted Andrews is no longer with us, unfortunately. So Coyote reversed, it says balance on here, but it's wisdom and folly. The coyote is an extremely adaptive species. If reversed, you need to look at your own inflexibility and the lack of cooperation around you. Are you taking your work and yourself too seriously? I'm going to have to think about that one. Things are much less complicated than they seem right now. You need to step back from them and get a new perspective. Simplify your life and pursuits because right now there is more folly than wisdom around your activities. You have likely forgotten that playtime is essential for overall health, or you are indulging in maybe too much playtime. Either way, it can complicate your life. Look for some unforeseen circumstances to arise very soon. These circumstances will help you gain some new perspective or some new humor.
Hi, Aaron, and hi, Sanjib, and thank you for your greetings. Namaste to you.
With the list here, I see that Aaron is here, right?
Mm-hmm. And I am sporting my little rainbow kitties. I don't know if you can see the detail on this. My rainbow kitties scarf.
Okay, I forgot your name.
Sanjib?
Sanjib, is that you?
I think that is. So, rainbow kitties.
Okay. Well, namaste to you. And I do want to make an announcement. I was waiting to see if more people would come. But maybe we should talk about our decks first, Mr. O. What deck are you going to be using tonight?
Oh, I have several here. I have brought the Crow's Magic Tarot.
Okay.
And that's the Knight of Coins, which looks a little bit Not exactly, but it looks like Bubo from Clash of the Titans, if you remember your movie trivia. And then I also have the Nefertari deck, Nefertari's Tarot.
Very
and that's
beautiful deck.
the King of Wands from that deck. And then finally, I also have the Karma Music Tarot. And that's the Queen of Coins from that deck.
It is an interesting deck, but big cards, Mr. O. I tell you, I'm going to bring out my big card deck soon.
Well, you will. I'm just hoping to make a slightly pithy joke here if I find the right card.
Welcome,
Hi, Angel.
welcome. I remember Clash of the Titans. I love the original one, yes.
Naturally, when you're looking for the one card you want to show, you can't find it.
So, anyway, okay, what do I have?
Go on.
Well, you go ahead, I'll go through mine.
Collect my stuff and get back into my corner.
I'm going to be using the Everyday Witches Tarot again by Deborah Blake and Elizabeth Alba artwork. Looking forward to her owl deck. And Cyril Marchetti's Tarot Grand Lux. I just saw one of my older decks. Oh no, this is, I'm sorry, Tarot of Dreams, not the Tarot Grand Lux, Tarot of Dreams. Saw an older deck that I'm probably going to bring out of his. And then finally, I decided to play with the Spirit Within Tarot. It's one of the few, well, it's not exactly black and white because there's colored backgrounds, but it's silhouette images on here. It's very simplistic, but I really kind of like it. I haven't played with it before, for a group, so I'm going to try it tonight. And finally, I'm going to be playing again with Christopher Butler's Healing Light Lenormand. I should say also that the Spirit Within Tarot is by Stephen Bright. I didn't get that out there. And that's what I have going for me today.
So I really like Clash of the Titans 2, Angel Rivera. And I always tear up at the end when Laurence Olivier says that only the stars are forever, because we're all stars. All of us.
There was a lot about that movie that was cool. Let's face it. Come on now. So anyway, I think I've got everybody on the list. We've got a short list, but you know how it is. People will probably join us as we go. We got our announcement out really at the last minute. I hope it went everywhere it was supposed to. And also tonight before...
Was that a glare?
Me? No, I did not glare.
Okay, just checking.
Maybe it's
checking.
The camera or something.
Gotcha.
So anyway, before we go...
Oh, that's what I meant. Camera glare.
Okay. Before we go any further, how do you like Mr. O's scarf here?
And I've already featured
Commented
it on the camera,
on it?
you know. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Rainbow kitties.
I think I got that at a some animal shelters booth at a fair.
And it's mine now.
Sure, yeah, I guess so. So at any rate, the other thing I wanted to do today is, we've been giving legs up lately to some of the people that we know online, tarot producers, divination people, what have you. And, I wanted to give a shout out to Papa Squirrel. Yes, that's his name, Papa Squirrel. And he is a fellow Aries #1, so for me, what's not to like?
Isn't he like even a special?
He might actually have my birthday. He might be born on my birthday.
He needs to give it back.
Years later, I'm sure, as he's younger than me. But anyway, Papa Squirrel does a lot of videos on YouTube where he unboxes decks. He gets a lot of indie decks that I have never seen before. And all types of decks. He does tarot, he does oracle decks, and very, very polished style, I have to say. So today I watched him unbox something called the Ghetto Tarot, which is a Haitian tarot deck. And it is really, it's fascinating. I saw he gave a little review at the end. I think it was a very honest review, and it was really pretty good. So he does this kind of stuff. He exposes you to different things out there, and his videos are a lot of fun. So you can find him on Twitter if you follow Twitter, at Papa Squirrel _squirrel. And then he has a website, papasquirrel.com. And you can find him, just look up Papa Squirrel on the YouTube channel, on YouTube, and check him out.
He is very entertaining. I don't watch him as often as Banshee, but he just has a really nice, comfortable style too.
Oh, hey, Kayla.
Hi, Kayla.
I've been checking him out a little bit more because I'm working from home, and I get the little things pop up on my screen that says he's about to premiere something, and I'm like, oh. So I put it on in the background, while I work here.
So
Pretty much at the end of my workday anyway, pretty much, because I've been starting early.
So one last announcement before we get started, and that is that tomorrow my regular weekly emotional exchanges, which is the weekly tarot astrology reading that kind of goes into your emotional matters of the week, that's going to drop tomorrow on YouTube around 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I would be pleased if you check that out.
Yeah, and like I said, 2 soul stories will be coming out this weekend. Definitely. One will be my dream one, and the other one will be a very, very special one on the anniversary date of my father's passing. And it's not so much about his passing, well, a little bit about him and his passing. There's a little bit about that in my dream thing, too, as a matter of fact. Soul story. It's going to be more about that year and occurrences that year that happened to me that really changed my life forever. So please join me for that one. It'll be premiering on the Saturday the 23rd.
Here's our little blurb for Soul Stories. Alrighty then.
I'm ready.
Who's first? I think it's Angel Mary.
Angel Mary came in first. So welcome back. Glad to see you here. And go ahead and type in your question, Angel. Your cards first?
Yeah, I'm going to warm up the Nefertari. He'll be back in a minute. I can tell he's ready to hop on the table.
Well, that didn't take long. As long as he gives me just a little room to shuffle. And look at the fur coming off of this guy. It's getting warmer, and they're shedding. I brushed this guy yesterday evening. I thought maybe it would last for a day, but no.
Your turn. We have our question.
Let's see what we have. Okay. So I hope everybody's staying safe. Like we said, our state is in a good spot right now.
Except for that flood.
Oh.
Except for the dam that broke.
Oh my gosh, except for that.
10,000 people had to be evacuated. Probably most of you may have heard about that.
It's been on the news.
It's about 2 hours, a little more than 2 hours north of us, so we were not anywhere near that, of course. And we're fortunate we don't know anybody there, but I'm sure it's really miserable for a lot of people.
There you go.
My Michigan, let me tell you.
Yeah, and then, of course, during this pandemic, it's just like crazy, so...
Okay, so...
Okay, well, so what is that? That's Temperance?
So we have Temperance reversed. Whoops. We have the Six of Wands reversed.
Okay.
And we have the Sun reversed. So they're all reversed, which is not necessarily cool. But you asked the question, which maybe these are the indicators of that.
Yeah, what blocks you? Well, we got to find a way to turn that sun right side up, the smile, the frown upside down. I don't know if it's something in your attitude, Angel, that you have to change. Are you maybe trying too hard? Are you giving up on the other spectrum of this? I could see either as a possibility here
Is
with
that
these
from
cards.
that?
Well,
A little
that's
bit?
a little bit from that.
I'm wondering actually if there is also a sense that maybe, I don't know if it's like temper per se, like people say, oh, you get upset easy and then you go off,
I was thinking about that, but go
It
ahead.
could be a temper thing, but I'm also wondering too if like maybe there's just a sense too, take this as I say it, is that maybe you have some pretty high standards and so certain people, just kind of bug you. You can't be more moderate about them because there are things about them that really are getting to you, get under your skin. So you're a little pickier. You have more refined taste, whatever you want to call that, but just not everybody is pleasing enough to you.
Well,
And
that's
so
okay.
you may have to,
actually.
just
Yeah.
deal with that in terms of maybe meditating more and trying to understand yourself more.
Or maybe you just have to realize that, if you are looking for a particular type of person, it may take a little longer to find those people and bring them into your life. The other thing about the Six of Swords reversed is
Wands.
maybe, I'm sorry, Wands, I did mean Wands. The Six of Wands reversed is maybe, I don't know if you've had some relationships in the past, some failed relationships that maybe are affecting, you now moving forward still. I think that's a possibility.
Well, the sun
here.
reverse kind of indicates that possibility too, that I've seen in the past too, that maybe there was, a really, good relationship that ended badly or that there was some problem with her. I don't even know. I mean, to me, this could be more specifically about a failed marriage, perhaps, but I'm not saying for sure that that's what I see there. But I do feel like maybe, so it could be just that once bitten, always shy kind of thing. Like maybe you have a little bit of an edge on you because of some of the previous problems, and so you're not totally comfortable yet. You need more time for yourself. You need more time to heal yourself on different levels, and maybe not to make it so much the impetus and wherewithal that to not be. And I'm not saying this, Angel Mary. I'm not saying this, but maybe
You are saying it.
to not seem that you're very desperate for a relationship, but to take a more relaxed attitude that the right one will come to you when you are ready to.
Yeah. Very good, Mr. O.
Thank you.
Very good. I'm going to do the Lenormand and see if I can't add to this, and then I might have one more comment or two.
Personally, if you are being a little picky, I think these days that's not a bad thing.
That's, I wholeheartedly agree.
Okay, thank you for the
don't
clarification.
lower standards for people. It's worth the wait. But recognize, and make sure you're not being unreasonable in making those standards.
Hi, Libra, and hi, Libra's daughter. How
Oh,
are
my
you guys?
goodness.
Thanks for joining us.
Hey, Arizona.
Hi, Verita.
Welcome,
Vernita.
Libra. And Vanita, welcome back. Let me get you guys on the list right now. I'll go over the list when we're done with this reading.
So we're going to do a Lenormand for you, Angel Mary, which will give a little more detail, perhaps, to the question. And we are fine. Thank you for asking.
Yes, thanks for asking. We're hanging in there. I don't know what else to say. But our numbers are down in our state, so we're really hopeful. And our governor did not lose the lawsuit that was brought against her for the stay-at-home orders. So it might be extended slightly in some areas of the state. Some areas of the state are opening up again. So I think I'm really comfortable right now. I'm in a good place.
A lot of the things that are coming out are really good for me too, because I work in a place where there's a lot of materials that people can touch, a lot of surfaces, but apparently within certain parameters, that's not going to be one of the big issues anymore because of what they've determined about the virus and that. Okay, so the Lenormand is the tree, which talks about growthful things. And then we also have, what's
The
that?
ring.
The ring.
The
Oh.
tree and the ring.
Ooh, this is
so,
good.
I think it is, I think it's really saying to you that, yes, you should pursue relationships that are healthy and growthful, no matter the time it takes, because it might take time to grow something really beautiful. But it also indicates to me that it is not out of the realm of possibility that you might be on your way to attracting a long-term relationship.
The ring is literally a total symbol of, a commitment or attachment, some sort of relationship, even a strong, strong friendship that may develop more later. Who knows?
Yeah.
And of course, the tree is all about growth too. So I think that's very nice. So it's probably closer than you may think. We're going to hope for you.
Growth, health vibes. I mean, it's positive. It's really good.
Can you give Libra an idea how many people in front of
Yeah,
her?
hang on, Libra. 1 second. So that's what we have for you, Angel Mary.
I hope you enjoyed that.
I hope that helped. And okay, the list is shorter, Libra. So this is it right now. We have Bonita, Merwin, Aaron, Sanjib, Angel Rivera, Kayla, Libra, and then Vernita.
Vernita.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, Vernita.
I'm
No,
sorry.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
I'm wrong. It's Venita.
I should know not to trust.
But I have the rainbow scarf. Look, I am all powerful.
Vanita. We'll get it right eventually. And it's just really funny. I was watching, like I said earlier, Papa Squirrel's video, and I chatted about that. Papa Squirrel said he's really bad with people's names, and he was probably messing up names. And I had to write in there, I am too. So sorry about that.
Well, my problem is actually that sometimes the computer screen, the letters are still too small for me to adequately see. So I kept thinking it was Vern. Okay,
We
Bonita
got Bonita's
has her question.
I'm going to get my deck,
Already?
and I'm going to use the new one. So, what was I going to say? Libra, there are 6 people in front of you, basically. So keep that in mind.
That may
And
be enough
Bonita's
time.
one of them, I guess. So, maybe 5 now, if I do the count right. Indeed.
Okay.
Now, these cards are a little cardboardy to me, a heavier quality, so they're kind of clunky when you shuffle them a little bit, mister. I'm just warning you. You did it already, though, once we played with these already.
Yes, they'll need to be broken in.
Well, carefully. I don't know if they're very sturdy, but I like them. I really like this deck. Kind of glomming onto it. Very simple design.
And you are welcome, Angel.
You're welcome, Angel. Join us again for a reading. Stay on if you want. You never know. If we run out of things, people to read for, we might be able to have some fun, do some other readings.
So we didn't decide if this was an adult show or not. Yes, I'm actually thinking about strip tarot.
Strip tarot. No, you're not.
Okay. Can't do that one, right?
You're so silly. All right. Okay, let's see what we've got. Okay, I'm just trying to take it all in here. We have the
Whoops, hold on.
5 of Cups upright, the Knight of Cups upright, and the High Priestess reversed. Do you want to start?
Well, okay. Whether or not something's going to click emotionally, love-wise, in the future or soon. 5 of Cups may look like you either have been, will be, still going through maybe some amount of some emotional turbulence related possibly to interactions with friends, maybe some not permanent partings of ways, but maybe edgy kind of stuff. But the Knight of Cups itself, your second card, does indicate the coming or going of a matter of romance or of emotional value. And when it's aspected upright, it does seem like it would be more positive. But I'm wondering about this High Priestess reversed, because to me, the glimmer that I get from that is telling me that maybe somebody has a secret that they're holding on to, and that maybe they won't be able to hold on to it much longer, and this may upset them if this information is coming out.
So where would that?
Huh?
Okay.
I'm done for the moment.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
So I'm looking at the 5 of Cups as maybe, you're thinking about, you've been dwelling on some missed opportunities, possibly, and time that has passed you by. Maybe you're waiting for something to happen, or you're looking at just what was lost rather than realizing, you have something here. So I don't know if that means that maybe there's somebody you presently know or from your past, that has been around. Possibly. That's a thought to me.
I get that a little
Maybe.
bit with that one,
Uh-huh.
with my secretive stuff there.
Or, and with the Knight of Cups, I have to agree with him. This sounds like something could be happening. And with Cups, I think it could take as long as the fall, but it might be sooner than that. So I would say maybe from midsummer to fall, maybe look for an opportunity to possibly present itself. And the High Priestess reversed, yeah, that is kind of a thorn in my side here. I'm wondering here if it's just a caution to be careful to really, know this person that you're meeting.
I think that's some of it, but I think too that because it's that reverse quality and there's that secretive angle with that, I think this is saying that maybe you might have to be willing to be, to some degree, certain truths need to be acknowledged either in a new relationship or to yourself. There may be things you need to face up to for yourself, things about yourself or things in the past or your secretive things that you don't necessarily want people to know, but maybe you have to kind of get some of that going.
Hi, Nancy. Okay, I hear you.
Yes, we know
I'll
who
get
you
you
are.
on the list.
We know who you are.
Okay.
So
Well,
let's
that's
do a letter
happening
mind.
a lot lately. One of my coworkers thinks they were
Yeah.
hacked at home. So I don't know.
Yeah, I'm reading a lot of articles about websites and YouTube sites and different identities being hacked. So you were going to do the letter
Yeah, I
mind?
am. I'm going to leave these out for a minute in case the Lenormand. Sorry about that. I wasn't thinking, but no harm. You are added to the list, Nancy. Don't worry. All right, Bonita. Let's see. One more shuffle for you. Well, tell you what. I got the garden card, or the park it's known in some decks, and I've got the fish. What is that telling me? It's telling me you're going to have to go out there and circulate. The fish are swimming around and they're getting out and socializing. The park is all about social events and engaging yourself out there. So if you want this relationship to happen, I think you're going to have to put yourself out there more.
Well, to me, I'm always tempted, especially when the question is more about romantic matters or emotional matters, to say there's a lot of fish in the sea. So if you think
That's
that
true.
you don't have access, you probably have more access than you think. It's just a matter
I like
mostly
that.
of seeing where it is. Sometimes it's just accepting it. Sort of like maybe this could just also be saying that you have a block yourself on some levels, and once you acknowledge that,
That's what we have for you, Bonita. I hope that helps. And we are going to check.
Oh, that's terrible, Nacy. I am sorry that happened to you.
Oh, wow. Okay, Merwin, guess what? You are up and welcome. Good to hear from you. Hope things are going well.
And I have a deck to use. My crow's magic. Thank
You're
you,
welcome, Bonita. Always
You're
a
welcome.
pleasure. So what are we using? Oh, okay.
Oh, look who's here. Hi, Karen. Good to see you.
Oh, Karen. Okay. Welcome, welcome. I'll put you on the list.
I thought I dropped a card, but I guess I didn't.
You sure? Okay.
Yes.
We don't want to operate without a full deck, Mr. O.
Well, just because Karen dropped in and Nacy's relatively new, I'm going to show my Rainbow Kitty scarf. Isn't that beautiful? We got that from an animal shelter a couple years ago, and I just happened to run across it, and I said, I could do this. So
He could.
and I've done it. So
And he
there it
did.
is. Thank you, Nacy.
So does everybody like my shirt today? Wearing my library shirt of sorts. The cat says, check me out. Little library humor there.
Okay, and we have Merwin's question.
We do.
Straight yes or no, or how do you want to do that?
I think that's a yes-no, Merwin. But we'll throw some Lenormand, too.
Go for it.
Whoopsie. I don't mean to push you, Sonny, but
So if you
I
like
do.
what you're seeing, please go ahead and like our YouTube. Comment if you wish. We appreciate our support. We are here also on Sundays.
And we'll be here this
Eastern
next
Standard
Sunday.
Time. We ain't going out for Memorial Day, so there's that. But Sundays 2 to 4 as well. And okay, we've cut the cards, so let's go ahead and see what we got here for Merwin.
All right. Oh, okay. The wagging tail.
He's like, didn't you find that
the
ace yet?
flailing tail. Was that 13? Okay, I got it.
It was.
You betcha. Well, maybe yes.
It's leaning towards yes. We have two aces. We have and they're just markers, so we're not interpreting them. We have the Ace of Cups reversed, and we have the Ace of Swords, but we use those as a way of demarcating yes or no. So it's leaning towards yes. The Page of Cups suggests to me that there's a poetical, intuitive connection, and or maybe they sense things about you, you sense things about them. So you don't have to be on Twitter because you're sensing each other.
Well, and it's interesting because pages are messengers in a way. So maybe there is something here to the fact that they do notice you are missing off of Twitter. Where are the messages? Where's the love? So, that could very well be.
So we're going to throw Lenormand. And just a note to Karen, I know you're new here. We may have to ask you the question again because we have several people in front of you. So, but that's a good question, of course.
I'll go over the list in a minute, Karen. You are at the bottom, but it is not a super long list. There are names in front of you.
Not like we usually get.
Yeah, believe me. So when you hear how many are in front of you, recognize it could be worse.
What happens is when it is your turn, we call for you and we'll give you several moments. We'll give you a minute or two. We may type it in. But if you don't respond at that time, then we'll move you to the bottom of the list and hopefully call you again. Okay, so this is the Lenormand for Merwin's question.
Well, this is a toughie. I'm trying to figure out in relation to the question. We have the Tower here. And we have the flowers. So I'm trying to figure it out because the Tower sometimes is about isolation. So again, that might speak to you pulling yourself away, from Twitter, isolating yourself, maybe in the hopes of being appreciated, because the flowers are kind of like a gift of appreciation or like an award even for that matter, something like that.
So you're saying that basically maybe because she went a little bit into isolation, possibly someone would notice that and send her the gift of flowers or somehow make her know that they missed her?
Maybe. Or also I'm beginning to wonder, Merwin, if that's what you were hoping for out of this.
Why, you little devil.
So I'm not sure. I think either is possible here.
See, it says page, but that looks a little bit lizardy to me. I don't know. No, I'm just teasing Merwin, honest. But to me, the Tower isn't exactly like the Tarot's Tower. This one is more like about things that just sort of kind of separate you, but not necessarily in that dramatic lesson that must be learned.
Right. It's like, it's like institutions. It's things that might restrict you to some level, or the fact that you are isolating yourself. A lot of these things are the meanings behind the Tower. They could indicate governmental buildings, things like that.
So it is leaning towards yes.
Yeah, I think it's leaning towards yes, but like I said, I'm not sure here what the end game is actually going to be from it.
There's a lizard bearing you a gift.
Okay, what is that? Oh, you're silly.
The Page of Cups.
I didn't realize that.
Okay, so let's move on.
That's what we have for you, Merwin.
Thank you.
Hey, I've missed you out there, you know.
Yay.
So do come back soon. Hey, Aaron, you are up. And then Sanjib, Angel Rivera, Kayla, Libra, Vanita, Nancy, and Karen.
All right. A general reading for Aaron.
All right, then.
Want to use one of your decks?
Yes, indeedy. All right. I am getting the Ciro Marchetti Tarot of Dreams.
Thank you, Merwin. We love you too.
Yes, we do.
We love everybody. And
Well,
and we love cats.
you know, I have my moments of non-love. I have to say I'm only human. But I do try to be.
This is the part where I'm supposed to show how much better I am than you, but I can't.
All right, then. Here, shuffle away. General reading.
For Aaron.
Oh, that's come up for a second time today.
Yes. One of the things about working with different decks back and forth is we actually kind of notice when same cards, similar cards show up. Not that they apply between different people, but we sort of think it represents trends that are just out there anyway in the overall atmosphere.
That could very well be true because lo and behold, we have the Five of Cups again, upright, which is the way we had it before too, I believe. We have Judgment, and that was reversed. And then we have the Star, upright. So let me put them back in their order here. And, well, you know, the Five of Cups is just saying, you know, we're thinking about focusing on things that maybe we've lost or had to have left behind, Aaron. You know, it's kind of like looking at those spilled cups and thinking, wow, you know, I had it so good, blah, blah, blah. But you do not realize that, you know, you have a lot to fall back on. You still have strength and reserve. You still have good times in your past that you can look at and think fondly of. Don't dwell on the missteps. Don't dwell on where, you know, things have gone wrong. Think about the positive that you still have left around you.
You could maybe not realize what your assets or resources still are or who the people are that like you, but it is also likely too that maybe you're just too depressed really to go there in your mind. So it's kind of a matter of just sort of calming down emotionally and taking that breath to look around. Now, with Judgment reversed...
Hey, Kayla, I'll get to your question when we're done.
With Judgment reversed, it could be indicating, too, that you've been feeling like there's something more spiritual that you're missing or that you want to be applying yourself to, and so you're not really sure what to do, or there's some strong feeling inside of you, but you feel like you need guidance for it. If it isn't spiritual, maybe there's just something else that you're looking for, something to guide you.
I want to stop you there because, I want to chime in on this one because somehow I see a corollary between these two cards in a way. Like, you know, you might really be dwelling on some things in the past that are kind of haunting you, you know, and maybe affecting your present in some way. You know, maybe some karmic lessons that went awry, you know, and you didn't do right, and you know they're on your mind. You're dwelling on them about woulda, coulda, shoulda. Don't think about that. Step forward.
I think
And
with the
here it
Star,
is.
I think something inspiring is going to happen to you. I don't know that it's like some singular event that changes everything, but I think it could also just be a deep realization that you end up having through the course of this. Maybe it's over meditation, maybe it's a dream that tells you something, but I just get the feeling like something will come to you to inspire some hope. It may not be the most magnificent hope there ever was, but for you, I think it will be something really good.
Well, and this is a step in the right direction. It's either if you're not putting your past behind you, there is something that's going to really inspire you and give you hope that's coming in the near future. Maybe, I don't know. We did a general reading. I would say in the next couple months, I would say. So look for something positive to start happening for you or just give you hope again, because that's what it looks like. And really, this is just telling me that, the general reading is about a little bit of melancholy going on and a little bit of recriminations that maybe aren't necessary because things are going to start looking up for you.
It seems like maybe you have parted ways with somebody, or there's a friendship that has taken a different turn, and so you have some sense of regret over that, but I don't believe it's going to be the overall picture going forward. So we're going to do the Lenormand, which will give us a little more detail perhaps. It usually does.
Why, thank you. I hope. Wow, that came up again. So, maybe the inspirational thing will be this. You got the flowers first, and then you've got the rider. And to me, that means that you're going to get news about some gift or some award or somebody giving you kudos for something you have done. So maybe this is, or they appreciate you in some way for something you've done for them. So
the inspiring thing that
yeah,
happens.
so maybe that fits in with the star right here, I think, It's kind of interesting the way that came up.
And in a second kind of resonance towards the star is the fact that the heart there sort of shines like a star. So
you're welcome for that, Nancy. No problem at all. And so that's what we have for you. I hope that helped, Aaron. I hope that gives you something to go on for the next 2 months or so, as far as the general reading goes.
What
but before I get to Sanjib, let me answer Kayla's question. What motivated me to get into reading cards? Well, first off, I read since I was a child. I read a regular deck of playing cards because my mother's sisters and my mother all read cards. They never did tarot. I learned that from him when I met him.
This was approximately 50 years ago or so for her as a child, literally. And my own story is similar, as in that same time period, I was being drawn to astrology and palmistry because back in the 60s, my parents didn't have some big bugaboo about that. And so they didn't really care that I was messing around with that stuff. So eventually I did wander into tarot cards, early 70s. And what made us start to do readings? Mostly because...
wait, what about us together? What made us start to do readings? Well, this is our son's fault, for one thing.
Our producer, Mr. Monster Hunter.
Who just said we really needed to do a show and to do this live. And we never had done it before like this, reading virtually for people. We've always read in person.
Right, and we've done that for decades. Yeah. Literally, we would go to parties or sometimes we would arrange events.
And separately. But it was my kind of idea to say, well, if we're going to do this, why don't we try to read as the team we are?
Because 2 tarot readers are better than 1.
That's our story in short. So we will move on to Sanjib now. And thanks for asking, Kayla. Hey, Sanjib, we ready for your question? Okay, after Sanjib is Angel Rivera, Kayla, Libra, Vanita. I don't know why I made that look like an N. Vanita, Nancy, and then Karen. And we're rolling right along. We should be done in no time, Mr. O.
Yeah, we could take a break.
I know. Unless somebody else comes in the room, of course.
And you're welcome, Kayla.
You want one of mine?
One of our YouTube videos on our YouTube channel has a very short 90-second mini version of our relationship and meeting, so it's very brief.
It's just pictures.
It's
mostly.
just pictures, but it's kind of cute. I like it.
It is kind of cute. He did a good job. But early on when we started, we did post our story.
That's
right?
true. And
So
all
that's
of those
one of
are
our
actually in a
earliest
playlist.
videos,
I
yeah.
have put those all in a playlist that are about us and related factors there. So go to the YouTube channel and look for the playlist. I think it's called Oberon and Banshee Story.
Hey, look, speak of the devil. Here comes someone. Hi, January girl. The list isn't super long. We'll get you on the bottom of it.
Okay, so we're going to do Sanjib's request, a general reading. And I'm going to go ahead and use the Karma Music Tarot. And I keep looking for that silly clown. But all I find are the really weird images. Because I want to keep saying something like, well, right, do we need another clown? Anyway, general reading. Oh, thanks, January girl. Go ahead.
Oh, okay, JG. Thanks for coming.
But if we clear out, we'll remind you that we need the work.
Which reminds me, that it's getting closer to the time where I'm going to be starting to test out longer readings that we hope that will
Thanks,
be the
Nisi.
backbone of our tarot business once we start doing it. And we might be looking for volunteers, so stay tuned for that. That will be coming up, where we might be able to do a longer reading for you as a test.
Yes, and a lot of people have asked us over these months, how come you're not collecting money? How come you're not accepting donations? Mostly, we've been comfortable not doing that. We've been working towards being here like about a full year. So we are in the final months of trying to pull that act together.
Yep.
So
August is our whole year on YouTube.
there you go. Alrighty.
Get a Cash App. Yeah, we're going to be working on all of this. We're doing some stuff this weekend to start preparing.
So we have 3 cards. We have the reversed Page of Wands. Very interesting image. Then we have the upright King of Coins. And they're all court cards, which is interesting. It just seems like we get so many court cards when we read for people.
Well, I wonder if there's just going to be a lot of people you're going to be involved with.
And then we have a reversed Queen of
Coins.
Coins.
Or, well, this is a lot of money stuff here, but it's interesting because we have the King upright and the Queen reversed. So I don't.
So it could be something to do with your dual natures. We all have dual natures. We have a side of us that's more masculine, or so-called masculine, side that's more so-called feminine. So it could be just saying that these are different aspects of your mind about financial issues that you may be going through right now. A part of you may be feeling really secure. Another part of you may be feeling like, no, you've been stagnating and you need to do more. So it's sort of like a pull that way. Like you feel secure. Another card says, but you need to do something. It may not be insecurity. It may be the need to do something. With the Page of Wands, it's a message coming that maybe is not quite what you want to hear. And so I'm actually wondering if I should tie those in together, if the Page of Wands is talking to those ideas.
Well, the Page of Wands reverse seems to be like either a business venture or something you were hoping that would grow and flourish. It could even be a relationship, I suppose, although I'm not seeing that indicated here. Just there's delays or there's problems, in getting it off the ground. The King
maybe that's what it is then.
Maybe that's what it is.
A project that's just kind of floundering. It's not going to fail necessarily. We don't see that for sure.
Well, I think it depends on if you are more coin oriented or reversed Queen of Coin oriented. I think here, the King of Coins is somebody who can really manage things really well. He's a great manager, and especially I would think in a business sense. So if it has to do with business or an enterprise or a project, this energy would be very helpful to you. This, on the other hand, not so much.
Right, and it is a message coming maybe that is relating to your business, your enterprise, your networking, because it's wands. So let's go ahead and pull a
Let me pull some
Lenormand.
Lenormand, see if we can get something more specific here. It is a lot of people cards. It could be indicating that you might meet, if you are struggling, financially or with issues related to the business, you might meet someone, this King of Coins, who might be able to help you out, give you a helping hand.
A lot of times I often feel that the King of Coins is not necessarily a card that represents a lot of people, because how many people are a banker or somebody that's dealing with high finance? But the idea that it is possible you'll meet somebody who can give you access or help you, materialize money is more likely what that could mean to me too, in a way. Thank you, Nacy. The cards are really unusual. They were done by a real free-spirited artist type in Denmark many years ago. You just pulled the same cards, didn't you?
I shuffled and shuffled these here. So I just have to go with it. It just must be a message for today. So look at this. I've got the bouquet for you.
Yes.
And I've got news. So I'm kind of thinking that some positive news is going to be received by you, which is making me wonder why this is so negative. So maybe even though there's a false start or a delay, it won't be that bad. And ultimately, you will get some news that will make you feel like you're on the right track. Somebody will really like what you're doing or presenting. This could be a gift of some sort that's given to you, and news of that will be coming your way.
I think the gift correlates to the King of Coins, so maybe it's really
Okay.
somebody giving you a certain level of health that really is appreciated. And then I sort of feel that there's a resonance between the Page of Wands messenger and the news there. So I think these are definitely things coming to you sooner than not, probably within 2 months or less. I'm hoping.
I'm thinking yes.
Could be a little
Coins
longer?
Sometimes, well, you know what?
I'm going with what I feel from the Lenormands and not so much the tarot.
Yeah, I hear ya. And I do think that the writer is kind of more immediate. I
Yeah.
would agree. Yeah.
Alrighty.
Okay. And also the wands being the messenger coming.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So that's what we have for you, Sanjib. I hope that helps. And Angel Rivera, you are up. After Angel is Kayla, Libra Cusp, Vanita, Nancy, Karen.
You are welcome, Sanjib. Nothing there looked overly dramatically horrible. It just looked like kind of like it was working through a cycle. So I hope that can help.
Well, and I think, like I said, there's a possibility somebody might be able to lend you a helping hand in some way.
Yeah, that was with that Lenormand.
With that. Well, it was actually with the King of Coins.
Yeah, but I sort of glommed the Lenormand
Well,
onto
I
that.
sort
I
of
guess,
did not.
yeah. Okay.
But that's okay. Sometimes we look at different angles and perspectives.
And we're giving Angel a moment to type their question in.
Not a problem, Angel. Take your time. I'm going to shuffle these up good again and make sure, but I don't know. I thought I shuffled them before.
And let's see. I want to go back to Crow's Magic.
And this is a relatively new deck, too, so it's not that hard to shuffle. Oh, Sonny, don't show your butt to the camera. Now we are an X-rated cat.
This is the equivalent of a... Whoops.
No, that's
Sorry.
not helping. And you wonder why I push him out of the way sometimes. Cat porn.
Be cute. Be cute for us. Ah. Ah.
You silly. Yes, you are. Uh-oh, I just got ink on myself.
Alrighty.
Start a new project.
Very cool question.
Ah. Well, I think that sounds like an excellent idea, knowing you. All right. You again?
Yes, I got my Crow's Magic.
What? Okay. Yes, Sonny's having the time of his life here.
So we believe that they actually help us read the cards. No, we don't.
I'm thinking of actually getting them a new cat tree sometime soon. If I dare brave the pet store once they open up. I hear retail is going to allow, they're going to allow retail opening, but there's going to be severe restrictions on it. Let's see how that goes. All right.
Oh, here's that one again. Only not reverse. So we have our 3 coins, Angel.
Interesting
cards.
stuff, Angel.
The Queen of Coins upright.
And that came up reverse last reading.
Yeah, I did. The 6 of Cups upright.
All right.
And then the 2 of Wands. So a little bit of everything.
Upright.
Upright.
I don't know. I think this is a nice idea, Angel. You know, in the end, maybe it could afford you some income, a little bit of income.
The card in the middle is framed by the 2 most beneficent cards, really, in this reading. These show high structure, commanding, take charge, creative, production kind of stuff. This one indicates more the waiting, but of course it really means you've invested. It says I'm sorry, I was thinking of the 3 of Wands. Whoops, pardon me. It is really about...
It's the 2.
It's the 2. So it is really more about the balancing there. But this deck has words, and it says enterprising and bold, which I kind of like.
Well, and I do think it is about enterprise. I think it's about positive movement towards a project or whatever. It's really a good sign. And the 6 of Cups, to me, in this case, in this type of reading, indicates that, you have something already that you can build upon, whether it's the knowledge that you have, your own ability, your own communication skills and abilities, your personality. You have things that you can build on here.
Is it possible that this project involves you having reminiscences of the past, or drawing, like in a blog way, like stories about yourself or things? Because I sort of feel like
YouTube, so not a blog.
Yeah. But I sort of feel like there's this connection, like there's maybe something about the past you want to bring out, whether it's stories or ideas or things you embrace from the past or things that are a part of you. I just sort of feel like there's a little bit of that nostalgic kind of connection with that. But overall, the cards look pretty good here.
It looks pretty good. Let's see. Hopefully the Lenormand won't throw a wrench in this. Now, I did shuffle them, but you know what? I'm going to shuffle them again. And how many times does a Banshee need to shuffle to get different cards to show? And remember, I take the cards from the top and the bottom.
Yeah.
That's what's weird about it. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, boy.
All right. There's a few things. Number 1, though, the first card you got is the Sun, which really magnifies any other card you get in the Lenormand. And the second card you got is the Mountains. So what does that tell me? There is definitely success in pursuing it, but you are going to have some obstacles and some mountains to climb to get there. But it sounds like, in the end, worth it.
Well, see, to me, it's like when you go up the mountain, that's where the sun is. See, you'll be there, like sun. So it's like pursuit of the awesome. It's very nice. This is the Lenormand.
This is, I think he's asking about yours.
This is called the Crow's Magic Tarot. And it's about 20 years old or so. Landra is the person. And it's got a lot of alchemical kind of signs on it and stuff. Yeah. Basically, good luck, eh?
Yeah,
I'm sure we'll hear
I don't even know if I have to wish you luck. It sounds like it's
I'm sure we'll hear about it.
But like all things, you got to market it and all that stuff, as we know. It can be a slow slog sometime, and we really haven't done our best at marketing some of our stuff. So
Crow's Magic
get better.
Tarot. And years ago when we bought it, we were in an esoteric group and we liked to do card readings for ourselves. And we had a crow motif going on. So we just thought it was really cool to have that.
Yeah, it's not the Crow Tarot that came out recently. It's called Crow's Magic.
Right. And I'll tell you what, I'll try to put that information on the Facebook. So if you don't look it up, so it'll be there. You are welcome. Good luck. Absolutely.
Good luck with that. Sounds awesome. Look forward to more YouTubers.
And we're starting our second hour now.
And hey, Kayla, you are up. And after Kayla's Libra, Vanita, Nancy, Karen. And wow, we could actually be done early.
We could try a little tarot together, maybe.
Maybe we could do some tarot together. I moved him slightly.
I know.
Just slightly. You know what? He just slides across the table, Mr. O.
Like butter.
He hardly seems bothered. He probably thinks it's a game.
To him it is.
Okay, so call in again for Kayla. Oh, there you are. Okay. Health General. Okay. Uh-oh, no. See, he's pushing against me. You tell me I can't push him. How come he can do it? Because he's the cat. Shuffle him up, Mr. O. You. Just trying to get you to look at the camera. There you are.
I was going to look at the monitor.
Oh, well.
Can you reach over here?
Oh, my goodness. Working around the cat. All right.
And his fur is flying everywhere, let me tell you.
Health General. Okay. You have the Knight of Cups, and that one's reversed. Could you put it by you or whatever there? You have the Ten of Wands upright. But good news, too, you have the Ace of Cups upright. So it's a little bit of a mixed bag here, Kayla, and I almost wonder if it's leaning more towards talking about your emotional health and well-being rather than your general health. But I think it's a little bit of both. Number one, what is that one again? I'm sorry. The Knight of Cups reversed. You know, it just seems like maybe you have felt like you were, you know, not yourself, but it might be on a more emotional level. You know, that things, you know, you're either worried or you're depressed about something. It seems
Do you have worry or stress that you think is bothering your stomach or causing other issues? Because I sort of feel that with the Ten of Wands, you sort of feel there's some burden here. And I'm wondering that because of, like Banshee said, the cups, it's an emotional burden you're having.
Can I throw in a minute? It might be
ahead.
because of physical burdens or physical health that, you know, that you are feeling that way. You know, like right now, maybe you feel something in your health is burdensome to you.
Something like that.
But the Ace of Cups is positive. It almost sounds like a turnaround, both emotionally and physically a little bit too, because, you know, a lot of times they go hand in hand together.
Well, you know, it's not aspected that way, but I like to think that anytime we have a set of burdens will always end up being removed. And that's where this wonderful Ace of Cups comes in to start showing us some happy heart healing, HHH. But I do think that
HHF.
that it is possible that maybe it is a little bit of both, and that it's something that emotionally bothers you to the point where it feels like it's impacting your health or it causes stress or things like that.
Yeah.
So let's do a Lenormand.
Well, and again, our physical health can do a lot to us mentally and emotionally. That just ties together. We're going to do a Lenormand and see what else it has to say about that.
This really is a pretty deck, Banshee. What's it called again?
That's the Everyday Witch Tarot,
The Everyday Witch
which
Tarot.
it's so whimsical, and the artwork is beautiful. And the artist, Elizabeth Alba, is working on another deck right now called the Owl Tarot. So it's all about owls. I'm looking forward to that one. I love her artwork.
And back to the Crow Tarot, not the Crow's Magic Tarot, but MJ Cullinane, who did the Crow Tarot, has also done one or two other decks. I think one of them's on a Kickstarter right now. They're beautiful. This person is a fabulous artist, MJ.
Well, Kayla, I have to ask because I see it here. I see the rope or the whip. And then I've got the psych that came after that. And now let me take a look here.
Is there something about when they come together?
Yeah, I want to look at, because I got the rope first. Okay, the psych is pointing away from the rope. But I'm wondering, did you just come off of having surgery or something? Or is that in the picture? But it looks to me like it's something from the past. Something about it may come back to, maybe you'll have to have a follow-up or something like that. But it's going to happen soon, whatever it is. It doesn't seem like it's surgery unless I'm wrong and you actually have one planned.
Well, I wonder if it resonates so to the burden, some sort of struggle or hardship that you're enduring right now. It may not be an extreme one, but it just may be something that sort of makes life a little difficult. And so what Banshee is saying is that maybe this issue kind of comes back.
Well,
or it has to be looked at again?
Or maybe there is worries about it if it was from the past. That
reoccurrence of it.
But the way the Lenormand works, and in this case, the Scythe card, if it were over here, I would think something cutting fast. And you asked a health question, which is why I suggest surgery. The card, if a card is where the sixth is pointing, the blade, that's how I'd read it. But since this was on the other side, I'm wondering if something fast is going to happen, in relation to that. In other words, there's just some worries, maybe some follow-up that needs to be done. And that's what I see. Oh, I remember now.
Yeah. Well, I'd like to think that, we are not qualified or able to give medical diagnosis, but the cards are indicating some happiness here, so maybe things are going to
work out
good
when you get
retested.
That. But it does indicate,
so.
I guess, that it's happening. It's amazing how these cards can work sometimes.
Yeah.
I had forgotten about that, Kayla. Thanks for reminding me, but that makes sense now in a way. I don't see that you're going to need more surgery. I really hope I'm right about that. But we'll see what happens.
I don't really see it either, so let's hope that continues.
So BBJ has joined us. Welcome, BB. We do have a list. I'll put you on it if you're interested in a reading. And it's not a very long list tonight, so we should be able to get to you.
So we'll get to that question in a little bit. We got a couple people in front of you.
We got a few people in front of you. I'll read the list right now.
Meantime, everyone can enjoy a look at Sunny.
Okay, so right now we're going to be reading for Libra Cusp. And is Arizona still with us? Is that the name? Did I say that right?
Which one?
Who was with Libra Cusp?
Oh, that's her child from Arizona.
Oh, her child from Arizona. Oops. Sorry. Okay, so Libra Cusp is here. Vanita, Nancy, Karen, and BB.
So who's next?
That would be Libra.
Okay, Libra. You are welcome, Kayla. Good luck. Best wishes always.
Yep, always good to see you, Kayla.
So I'm going to type in Libra just to see if... Libra mentioned that they had children to put to bed, so it may be that we'll have to throw her down the list.
Well, we could put them at the bottom of the list, but give them one. We always give people a few minutes, and then if they don't show, we move on, and we put you at the bottom of the list.
Libra knows the score.
Libra knows the drill. That's right. You. I'm going to try to focus on sleepy. Oh, he got up. He was sleeping so peacefully. He's doing his little coo purr. It sounds like a dove cooing.
Okay, I'm going to assume that Libra is still putting Arizona to bed, so we'll move on. Is that Nacy then?
So we are on Vanita.
Oh, okay. Whoops.
Okay, so I'm going to say no to Libra and move on to Vanita. You are up. And then Nancy, Karen, and BB, and Libra.
Nancy, there's one in front of
Oh,
you.
Nancy. Why did I say Nancy?
You've been doing it all night.
I know.
And who did you say that was? Not Libra.
Vanita.
Vanita, okay. And Sad Eyes is somewhere else. Lately, Sad Eyes hasn't joined the live stream as much. I know. I think they're jealous now that I've been home, with the quarantine. It's like, oh, you guys really do sleep a lot, don't you? 15 hours a day is what I've heard.
Cat sleep, yep. Okay, we got to do last call for Vanita. Did you type in?
No, I didn't, and I've already typed in Libra too.
This is what happens sometimes also, everybody. People leave, and we put them at the bottom, and we move through the list faster.
Sad Eyes probably walked upstairs somewhere. I don't think she's in the area here.
Last call for Vanita. Okay, I think we're going to move on to Nacy.
Okay, Nacy, so you did type a question, want to know about the next 4 months. So we're
Okay.
going to go ahead with that.
All right.
And thank you for the question. Do you want me to do one?
I'll do my this one.
Okay.
Cyril Marchetti.
All right, next 4 months. Yeah, it looks like a few people dropped off, so we'll see if we get to everybody that joined us or not.
People go. Thursdays tends to be our slower night, so that's a hint to all of you guys who are still with us. Get here early on a Thursday and you're bound to get a reading. All right, shuffle. Let's see what we have for the next 4 months. So let's see. In July, August. So August through August.
So more towards, the
maybe
end
part of September.
Or into the end of it even.
That's true. I keep forgetting we're almost at the end of the month. This month seemed to fly by, even in quarantine. It's just like, where'd it go?
Time has no meaning here.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I'm working, Mr. O. I keep track. Whoa, 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 whoa. Nacy,
It's a
you
little
got some
bit of
stuff
this.
going on. You have the Ace of Swords upright. You have the Death card upright. And you have the Five of Wands upright. So let's talk. So to me, it seems like you are on the path to achieve some sort of victory, something positive, something that seems like it's justice, that you deserved it, And so it's going to be coming to you. I think it's going to be good. Do you want me to just go or you want to do card by card? Go ahead.
Well, I see them really, I've combined them already.
All right, well, so,
Go ahead.
And the thing is, maybe this is going to bring like a complete transformation to you. Death is not about that. It's about change and growth. The old must be cast aside so we can move on to something fresh and new. And so new growth, it's kind of like, everything dies in the winter and then it comes back to life in the spring. New growth arrives. And so the Five of Wands upright is, but you know what? You might have to fight for it a little bit. You might have to, there's a little bit of competition, but it's healthy competition. It's positive. There's a lot of positive, stimulating energy coming out of this Five of Wands, I think.
Are you re-enrolling after this semester or in the fall? And if you are, will this be a significant semester for you? Will you be completing some of your study or something? Because I sort of feel like that's what the Five of Wands is telling me is you're in the school body again, maybe perhaps in those next several months. These two, Banshee's absolutely right. Major change here. And I think it also relates to either a new project for you, a new undertaking, maybe it's a new job of some sort or something. But these are exciting things that as they they happen. And I think that they could show you the way to really pulling yourself ahead, getting yourself, going.
Well, what would you be fighting for? I mean, just for whatever it is you are working towards, whatever success you want. So you might have to put a little effort into it because sometimes, there's blocks, there's competition. It just depends. Like, let's say if you're a producer of a product and you have to sell it, there may be other people selling similar things that you're competing against.
My idea is slightly different. I don't know that this is fighting for something, but I sort of see this as being involved in competitiveness, and so I'm thinking it's the school metaphor. And like you said, I don't think it's going to be over the summer because you asked for 4 months. I think this is towards the end of that 4 months, so it's like maybe in fall you're going to find a way to get back to school, because I think that's an environment you thrive in. This Five of Wands really is friendly, happy, good competition. It's competition, it's team building in a way.
Well, I will say that I feel the Five of Wands can go either way sometimes, but this is surrounded by good, positive cards. Death is not to be scared of in this position here.
No, not for this one. Nope.
So it's like, it's all positive and good, really.
Let's do the Lenormand.
See, let me get the Lenormand for you.
Yeah, it is mostly pretty good here, and it seems to stretch through those next several months with the idea that, in my opinion, you may be back at school or maybe you'll be working on this project, and there's some sort of team aspect to that, so I'm not exactly sure what that means.
All right, let's see if I have shuffled them up. Oh, see that? Well, okay, there is something here. Okay, I see the ship. We have the ship. And let me take a look at this again to make sure. Yeah. This is done a little differently, so I can't quite associate it the same way. But I think the dark clouds are facing the ship, and it's clouds. So what I think this means is that, you might get a little depressed because you might have to make a big change. You might have to make a move or travel for something. And it might cause a little bit of a hardship for you. So, the ship is about change or movement, travel. It's often really heavily about travel. So, but there might be some depression or sadness or sorrow involved in this trip for some
Is it
reason.
possible that you are taking a trip just because you have to help somebody? So maybe there's somebody who needs your help for some reason. So it's not a trip of joy, but because you have to be helpful.
Well, or maybe it's something that you have to do as opposed to you want to do.
More obligation.
But I do feel that really it's just kind of, I don't know if it's bad timing. I don't know if it's just a bad experience on the trip. But there's a little bit of depression or gloominess or maybe a little bit of confusion surrounding it. The clouds can also mean like fogginess, like, oh my goodness, what is all of this? I'm confused. I don't know what to do. So, but that's really minor compared to what's going on here. I think this is really good.
Well, I hope that's not necessarily the case, but good luck with that. We are definitely not seeing that card as pertaining to the reason for your travel. This is more about your personal evolution. This is most likely separate. It's probably coming within that time frame, though, of 4 months.
Well, I'm not going to, there's nothing here that indicates a death per se, but that would be perhaps if you have to travel, to see your mom. I mean, that's a possibility. But I do sense that there's just some confusion surrounding a trip.
Okay.
And that's what we have for you, Nacy. I hope that helped. And we're going to keep moving down the list.
I think it's Karen, right?
I think we're on Karen. Hey, Karen, are you still with us?
Karen SJ, if you're with us, it is now your turn.
Karen, and then BB, and then Libra, Cusp, and Vanita if they've come back.
I hope your mom gets better.
Oh, there you are. Okay. I see. Well, let me think about this a minute, Karen.
So it's kind of like whether or not you might be getting into another job because this one may not be calling you back kind of thing.
Why don't we do a yes/no first and then throw 3 cards?
Okay, I'm going
Let's
to
do
use...
a yes/no to see if you are coming, if you're going to be called back, just to get a gist of what they, where this is leaning. And then we'll throw 3 cards. Occasionally we do that extra bit depending on the question and if it warrants it. Well, I feel for you. That is my worst fear. There is talk in my area. I'm not going to say specifically at my workplace, but there's talking that there could be furloughs. I know nationally there are furloughs. So.
And Sunny has departed the studio table, so Banshee can now shuffle and cut.
He might come back.
Yeah. If you say his name too loud, he hears you.
Don't bring attention. One more for good measure. I wanted to get there. All right.
So we're doing the first part.
You want to count 'em?
Should they expect to come back?
Let's see what we get here. Up. See what I mean? Okay.
Come here, Sonny. Come here. Lay down. Lay down. Lay down. Lay down.
Well, I'm hoping this is a positive indication. You didn't get one of the best of cards here, but we'll go over that in a minute. It's best the way it came out. We have the Ace of Swords upright. We also had the Ace of Pentacles upright. Whoopsie. I've got it.
So
and then, just a moment, we have the Ten of Swords reversed. Do you want to go? I know you're chomping at the bit.
Yeah, sure.
Well,
I'm not chomping at the bit, but I think that we thought we were doing this since the first part of your question is the yes or no. Should you expect to come back? It's leaning towards yes.
But we have the Ten of Swords reversed, and the Ten of Swords is not the best card in the world. So there's going, but
Are you sure?
but when it's reversed, it does mean there is a healing, there is a righting of things again, maybe in regards to your question. But I wonder if it doesn't mean that there might be something less. Like, for example, I'm not going to say shortened hours, but is it possible that they could have you come back with less money or less benefits or something like that, that it won't be a complete, reversal?
I'm getting a different tact from that.
I know you are, but go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Because to me, the Ten of Swords usually talks about defeating things that are against you. And so I'm wondering if there's actually this situation where
When
maybe,
it's reversed, you mean, though, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which it is.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm actually wondering if this means that maybe there are certain things going on in that company where people who either make bad decisions or who are somehow involved in those kind of things, that maybe they're the ones who are maybe going to have more of a problem staying there. Like, it just sort of seems like either from the management point of view or something that was maybe contrary to you working there is maybe being alleviated if there were power struggles with certain people or certain people who didn't like you there. You're not getting that.
No, no, but I do see your point, and I did think about that, but it struck me that, this being the card that it is, that I feel like there's going to be some writing, but I can't say for sure that everything will get back to total normal.
Well, in either case, a Ten of Swords reversed or upright does sort of indicate there's some strifeful, clashy kind of situations going on. So, yeah, it sounds to me like it's semi a work in progress, but right now it does kind of look good. Were we going to do the letter
Yes, we are. No, we're going to do the other 3 because I want to get a little bit more information on your job situation here. I really know how tough it is right now for those who have, been out of work been furloughed, and I've been lucky enough to be able to work from home all this time so far. I expect an axe to drop at some point somewhere, but I'm very grateful so far.
Then maybe if the manager liked you, that Ten of Swords reverse means that they're the ones who are really going to try to go to bat for you and make sure you're not getting more savaged or cut here with the Ten of Swords analogy. So that could be what I'm seeing with that.
So right now, I'm not seeing, going to tell you to move on, but let's see what these cards say. Did you shuffle?
Yes, I did.
Okay, I'm going to cut them again for you. Cards.
The Empress reversed. Death upright. Beautiful Anubis. And then Judgment reversed. Okay. So this was about the second part of the question.
Right. Well, you mean about moving on?
Well, about moving on, right.
I think that,
It would be a big change.
it would be a huge change, and it's not necessarily
The best change.
the best change right now. So I am thinking you should hold out. The Empress reversed kind of indicates to me that, any move you would make at this time might not fulfill you.
Taking advantage of your best talents or
Yeah,
skills,
yeah.
you would sort of feel like you're not really working to your best ability.
And Judgment reversed indicates too that it just might not be, don't be reactionary about this. I think you should let it play out. I'm just thinking.
Yeah.
Do you want to get into something more deep about that card?
I'm not sure what I get from that exactly in the context here, because to me it just sort of sounds like moving on could be the bad decision, the bad judgment.
That's what I'm thinking. That's
'Cause it's
exactly
reversed.
what I'm thinking. So let's do the Lenormand for you. So we gave you a little extra there, Karen. We just wanted to check this out a little bit in more detail. I hope we're right, especially if you do want to go back.
I would hate it if I had to get into a different job at this point. I'm fortunate that probably won't have to happen.
Yeah, we are so close to retirement, both of us, but
Shh.
what's wrong with it? We're so close. I mean, age-wise.
So we are pulling the Lenormand for
Are you the
Karen?
one who says we have 88 plus years of experience?
But
and
I
you don't
was-
want me to talk about age?
But I was wrong, because when I recently did that new short video, I did a recalculation. I realized that both of us have been reading cards or
Even
doing stuff like this
longer.
for like about 50 years.
Okay, here's something, some really good news for you, Karen. I drew the Clover. Great card in the Lenormand. And then I drew the Letter. So it sounds to me like you're going to get a letter that's going to be very lucky for you, or faithful in some way.
These days, it doesn't necessarily mean snail mail, right?
Well,
it could just
right.
be
It could be
communication,
email,
right?
some communication. It often does refer more to the written word
Because
as
it's
opposed
legal,
to...
and so it may imply a legalistic
Yeah.
concern or business concern.
So I hope that's a call to come back to work, really. I hope it is. But that looks very positive to me.
Good luck.
Wish you the best. I hope this is accurate. It's a snapshot in time, and we'll see what holds out. Do let us know. We also like to know when we have a bad day as well as a good day. Hey, BB, guess what? You are up and welcome to the show.
She gave us a clover.
Aww.
Aw.
I love Clover. So, BB, Libra, Cusp, and Veneta.
Years ago, when our granddaughter was a lot younger, like maybe 6, 7, 8, I used to go with her to a nearby park, and on 2 different occasions, and I think they were 2 different parks, that darn kid, if you're listening, Monster Hunter, you can go and pet her on the head. She found 2 4-leaf clovers like that. She's like, let's look for
Wow.
clovers. And then like a minute later, she's like, look, Grandpa. Thanks. Yes, do let us know. Be good to know that.
Okay, I'm calling BB again. Are you with us?
I'm going to type in BB's name.
BB gave us a question earlier, I think, too, right?
Well, maybe, I don't know. We could just go ahead and do it, and then if they come back, we can refer
TH
to
is
that.
feeling about me.
Let's give it a moment.
Okay.
TH. So we are into our last half hour, and it looks like this may be a night of no overtime for us. The last several sessions we've been doing
Whoa.
15, 20 minutes beyond. We
And
love
when
it.
it gets really busy and a lot of people pile in at the end and there's nothing more I can do, we will draw just a random card for people to give them a quick general reading.
And that actually worked. I remember Dr. Victor, who's a frequent guest here,
Yeah.
he actually liked that one card. There you are, BB. Okay,
All right, BB, we know your question was about TH and how they feel about you.
So we're going to go ahead and do the cards for that question.
Okay. You want to use one of yours?
Yes, I'll use the Karma Tarot.
Okay.
So here we go. How does TH feel about you?
Oh, thanks, Angel.
It did. Thank you, Angel.
Well, and speaking of doing YouTubes, Angel, I never thought I could really pull this off, to be honest with you.
I always knew I could, because I'm such a ham.
He could. And I have done some public speaking, of course, in my job, as you know, and also in magical communities, but I just wasn't sure I would really be able to do this. But I feel pretty comfortable. I'm pretty relaxed and cool.
Glenn, let's move to the speed tarot round. There's no Glenn here.
I like that. Thank you. Well, hey, if we can do it, I think anybody can. Maybe not read tarot, but I mean, get on YouTube.
Can you put those together? And I'm sorry that it's touching
Sonny's
the
butt.
hindquarters there.
Jeez.
Not exactly on the boo-boo, but
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, well, we have the Ace of Wands reversed. That's the first. Okay, and we have the Wheel of Fortune reversed. And the Six of Cups reversed. We've got all reversals here.
What does TH think about
So
you?
I have to ask, I mean, is this like just, there's no relationship, but you're wishing for one? Or were you in a relationship? Has there been problems? Because I'm seeing some indication of some problems here, maybe from the past.
Well, I'm wondering if TH thinks now is not necessarily the right time. Maybe TH thinks that you're going through things right now, and that's indicated by the wheel reversed, is that maybe they're seeing you in a cycle of iffiness right now. That may be their opinion. It may not necessarily be true, but it sort of looks like that. With the Ace of Wands, maybe they're thinking that you are not handling certain things well. This is their opinion of you. They're maybe thinking that
They had an argument. Okay.
Okay.
I see that.
Is that from this one?
Well, yeah, with the Six of Cups, that there's something that happened. I just felt it was the recent past, not too long ago past.
So maybe they're backing off a little bit,
And
but
the
not
wheel is saying
permanently?
that right now, I think the attitude is kind of, they're still not in a good space. They're not thinking well of you right now. And maybe they do, I don't know how long you knew the person, but maybe they feel that you got off to a bad start.
Well, I get this word in my head when I was looking at this, and the word
Okay.
is firebrand. And I'm thinking
Oh.
TH thinks you're a little bit too fiery for them at times, or like maybe their opinion of you, whether it's correct or not, is that you're edgy to them in certain ways, is what I think, or that maybe they sort of feel like you are the one who's more likely to cause the argument. Now, I don't know if that's true, like I said. It may
It's the only
just
way
be...
that they're thinking. Because remember, you asked how they were thinking. So,
But that's
yeah.
what I think that they
Okay.
think, and that they also think right now they would like to maybe slow down, back off, and wait till things change a little bit.
I just want to say a shout out. Hi, Violet Ann. Welcome,
Violet
and
Ann.
thanks for joining us. If you want a reading, we might be able to
Today
fit
will be
you
a good
in.
day to get a reading. We're kind of a little slower here, so.
Okay,
3
we're going
years
to throw
together.
a Letterman.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so you have known each other a while. Well, that Ace of Wands can mean a lot of things. I like what he said about the firebrand stuff.
Well, the other thing I'm thinking about the Six of Cups too is that maybe to some degree they're thinking you're more stuck in a past that they are not as interested in, or that you're clinging on to some things from your past together that they want you to forget about or get over, that kind of thing.
Well, I sense here there's something strong between the two of you. Number one, I got the Man card here. And number two, I've got the Dog card. Now, whether man or woman, it obviously means a person and a partner. And the dog is like a companion or a friend, somebody who's very loyal. I sense there's still some strong connection here, that there is something. So, you may be going through some problems right now, but maybe there is hope to pursue this further in the future because they do feel a kinship or a friendship with you.
Despite what I said about these things here, I don't feel that the relationship is necessarily over. I don't know currently what's going on with you.
But there's a breakdown of some sort.
But I get the feeling like what Banshee said is that ultimately there is really some sort of loyalty there. So it's just really going to be a matter of finding your way back there. A part of this to me is the fact that with the wheel, we have to remember that things change over time. The wheel is a metaphor. Cyclical for cycles of our life, for how things change and how we eventually will come back around to the same point or a similar point. So we just sort of have to give
ride
it a little...
Ride it out. You got to ride the wheel out.
Give it a little TLC.
It's really funny because we had that card as our card of the day today in the tarot that we do on Facebook and Twitter.
Well, as far as the trust goes, I don't see anything here, but I think it's just a matter of you feeling comfortable with it. And once you do that, you'll be able to decide for yourself. It may be that maybe we're not exactly right, like maybe there is reason for you to consider other options.
Well, the other thing is it's possible that, you should try to remain friends for a while. Maybe this is indicating that as well. But the question really was about their feelings towards you. You're sensing that?
Yeah, that I think that maybe you should just try it on a different platform of maybe friends that have, a special resonance and maybe are agreeing to take some time and explore that.
And maybe the other thing is to take your time and try to reestablish that trust and loyalty, Don't maybe shut the door, but just say, hey, I need a little time. I want you, I want to explore this again, but let's take it slow.
Something about the Ace of Wands was bothering me because although I saw that word firebrand, it's not necessarily exactly how I associate that card. And I kind of know what it is now because I kind of feel like it does speak to the trust question you were talking about. And I'm thinking what it's saying is that, believe it or not, that's on their end too, that maybe they have a little bit of a feeling about some trust issues too. So I think you're both looking at each other that way. And that at least is a way of beginning dialogue.
Good point, Mr. O. So at any rate, I hope that helped a little bit. I hope that helps you. And thanks for hanging in there with us today. And, come back, have some more readings, like us, subscribe, and you'll be, click the notification and you'll know when we go live. And hey, Libra, if you're back, you are up. If not, we're going to move on pretty quickly here. You typing it in?
You're welcome, BB. I'm glad it does.
Oh, good.
I don't think all is lost. It's just a matter of time. You might have to both approach that from a time point of view.
I don't think Libras came back.
Thanks for subscribing.
Oh, thank you so much. Awesome. Looking forward to reading for you again. Okay, so let's see. That leaves us with, did Vanita come back?
I can try. I don't think Vanita or Libra have indicated that they're back.
Okay.
We'll give it another moment.
And finally, okay. And if not, then it'll be your turn, Violet Ann, but just give us a second. So look forward to my soul stories coming out this weekend. 2 videos. 2 because I fell behind. And I wanted to retape one I did. So one will be about
She says
dreams. And the other one will be about a momentous year in my life. And if you want to hear my story about my experiences of the year 1967 in Detroit, please listen to the show. I have much to share.
Yes.
That was the year of the Detroit Rebellion. And
we both lived in Detroit.
yeah,
with our families.
and
We were
one
children.
of us had intimate experience with it. So, but also beyond that, that year had an amazing synchronicity occur, as well as the death of my dear father. I was only 10 at the time. So do join me as I share this story. I think it's a very important story.
I think I'm going to be putting some more work out there too. I'm working on a soul story about when I moved from home for the first time and how there was a lot of freedom kind of metaphors that surrounded me at that time. But another thing,
Go ahead. But another thing.
I know, another thing I want to do. Oh, never mind. I can't talk about it right now.
Okay. Uh-oh. I'm going to have to, I have a feeling I'm going to have to screen this one. So, at any rate, the other one is about dreams and dreaming and my experiences and some of my mother's family experiences with dreams. And I hope you'll find them very interesting. All right, so I guess we're up to you, Violet Ann.
Well, that was a pretty long time ago too, Violet Ann.
Well, it was known as the Detroit riot, then, but really considering all the reasons behind why, there was a riot in Detroit, I really prefer to call it the Detroit Rebellion because there was a lot of things going on to black people during that era in Detroit. And I know a lot about it, but hey, I'm only looking at it from a white person's perspective, and I'm going to tell you the story of a 10-year-old girl and what she saw and what she lived through that year, because it's more than just the rebellion. Something else happened that changed my life forever and how I view people. And I really hope you join me.
That's what I was going to say.
What?
I want to do a video about how we were spooky children that grew up and became tarot readers because I had little weird spooky things in my childhood
did.
too. Well, I
You
did.
I can't wait for the one day when I can tell my one ghost story.
Should I talk about Puppy? That's not really
No.
supernatural. That's just
corny.
gross.
So, all right, I think we're babbling now, so I think it must be Violet Ann's turn. So, Violet Ann, you are up, and thanks for joining us. I'm going to pull out my...
Yeah, so if you can, try to tune in for her soul story. It's a very interesting snapshot of that time. Alrighty.
Okay.
Can I use your
good,
deck?
Karen. Well, I would love to get people's opinions of my story once I tell it. And, and there will be notification that goes out if you're subscribers. So and that one's coming out on May 23rd because that's the anniversary of my father's death.
It worked out perfectly, Violet Ann, because we had somewhat less folks tonight. It seems to be our Thursday thing. And with a few people having to leave, it worked out pretty well. So
Okay, I'm shuffling it up for that.
I'm happy that people who needed to stay were able to.
It was truly a year of coming of age for me, 1967. It's when I turned into an old lady fast. I always felt like I was an old soul. So there you go.
My own story with that situation was not quite as edgy, but there was a little bit. A family that lived in one of the more affected areas, and they were friends of our family. They actually moved in with us for several days. And that was kind of interesting because I'm just a snotty child back then, but I just felt that those children who were my playmates on occasion were really spoiled compared to us. And you find it out when you live with them. Okay, that's me being scorpionic.
Okay, well, love life. Well,
Maybe, we don't know yet, Nacy.
doggone it. I've got the Queen of Pentacles reversed. I have the Emperor reversed. And I have the Fool reversed.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
So this is general about your love life, and I have all reversals here to tell you about. So, let's see how we can do this. I'm looking at maybe a feeling like you are not in control of things right now in your love life. You feel like a sense of a lack of control in some way. Or, on the other hand, I'm just going to throw this out there, that if you are in a relationship, maybe you feel like somebody is over controlling in the relationship.
Well, I actually have a slightly different feeling, and that is I'm wondering if maybe, I don't know why, but this card makes me feel, the Queen of Pentacles reversed, like maybe in some ways you're sort of sabotaging yourself. You're sort of, maybe breaking plans at the last moment, or you're sort of having doubts about what may be offered to you, or doubts about just the concept in general of diving into the dating pool. Hey, I wouldn't want to have to do that. But yes, part of that is about the control issues that maybe what I'm getting a glimmer of is that people have talked to you about this and they want the best for you, but maybe it feels like they're trying to control you and you don't like feeling like you're not really in control. Like these well-meaning friends are just sort of trying to help you, but it doesn't feel comfortable to you.
And with that Fool reversed, go ahead. You
Well,
can go ahead.
because I think that's what ties it in, and maybe you see that too, is that you want to do this on your own because you feel like you can own that, whereas if you do it the other way, you wouldn't own it necessarily.
Well, I kind of sense the Fool was kind of about, you gotta, look before you leap. You gotta make sure what you're getting into is what you really want. And there's maybe some sense of worries and doubts about that, that might be holding you back in some way.
Yes, it is the idea there too that I think that's about it too. It could be that maybe if it isn't exactly totally coming from others in your environment, it's a portion of yourself too. And once again, it's that idea that maybe not having the autonomy you want or the control there intimidates you a little bit.
So I'm kind of not seeing a lot happening right now.
No, it doesn't
that's
look like
positive. So I don't know. If you are in a relationship, be aware of control issues and make sure that that things are on an even playing field. If you're not in a relationship, then maybe try also not to push too hard. Make sure you're making positive choices, with the Fool card here reversed, and make sure you're doing right by yourself.
I think that the Queen of Pentacles reversed, in addition, sort of indicates that to some degree, there are some other issues that you have to address too. And so that dealing totally with, your emotional life isn't really a big priority for you. It might be third, something like that. So the thing is that you legitimately do have some other things you want to work on, and you shouldn't feel guilty about that either, which is kind of what I'm getting from some of the other cards. A lot of times we're in a society where men or women, but certainly women, sort of are judged on that level. Like if they're not in a relationship, then there's something wrong with them, or that being in a relationship is sort of de facto for a woman. And I have never bought into that idea because I've been a feminist since a childhood or nearly childhood. But a lot of times society tries to impress that on people. So if that's what's going on, you shouldn't let that happen.
I'm going to draw some Lenormand to see if we get some clarification.
Hold on for the Lenormand.
Yeah, I sense that there is stuckness, and here it is, Violet Ann. Wow. So here you are, and you're looking at the anchor. And the anchor could be two messages here. You're feeling stuck in place right now because the anchor, what does an anchor do? It keeps a boat in place. And so it literally picked up your mood right here of what you just said. And I pulled a card from the top and the bottom, which is interesting. The other thing the anchor could mean is that you really are looking for some stability and security in your love life, and don't we all want that? I mean, that's definitely what you should be striving for. What did you pull? Oh, okay. Wow, that's pretty weird.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you want to emphasize again what the Queen of Coins means here?
I'm thinking
He
for
pulled
me
the Queen of Coins again. He pulled an extra card for you,
from
and
another
it
deck.
was reversed.
And it was the same position, the Queen of Coins. And I'm thinking that the last thing I said was that just maybe there are other issues that you legitimately should also focus on. You probably know that. But I also think, too, that this is sort of saying that there's just an atmosphere around you that may be coming from other people or other situations that is trying to tell you a little bit, you should do this, but it doesn't feel right to you. It sort of doesn't feel right is what I'm getting there.
Well, I'm wondering with the Queen of Coins if it isn't again, that maybe you're worried about, what does it take? What is it going to take to pull this off? And I think there's a lot, or to make something happen, and I think there's a lot of worries or self-doubts, and I think you need to just lighten up on yourself a little bit here, I think.
I think that is a bit of it too, Violet Ann. And, this is just the phase for right now because as a tarot reader yourself, tarot is a snapshot in time. So,
Wow, Chrissy, you're really late. But you are lucky because we're finishing up our last reading. So you hang in there a minute and we'll get to you.
So, yeah, that's pretty much what I have is that to some degree you are maybe delaying yourself or you're sort of inhibiting yourself. You just need to think your way through it, I think, mostly.
So that's what we have for you. You know what? And it's quarantine time right now. It certainly isn't the best of times. Everything is so crazy. So it is going to be a little bit difficult going for a while. So don't beat yourself up about this at all.
Now, January Girl said you did not, you were just here to watch. Okay, so yeah. Thank you. So we're going to get with Chrissy.
So Chrissy, you are up. And that will complete our evening. So give us your question, Chrissy. Go for it.
Want to use one of your decks?
Sure.
Oh, we just did.
Well, yeah, use one of yours this time.
Okay, I'm going to go back to my Nefertari.
You're welcome, Violet Ann. Anytime.
Well, then I guess you shouldn't ask for a love reading, Chrissy. It's lovely to see you, too. Thank you so much. I appreciate you coming back. It's funny because when the last time you came back, Violet Ann, we had like a day or so before, like, what happened to Violet Ann? We haven't seen her in a while. So that was really cool.
Well, Chrissy, I would just say, maybe do a general reading then if you'd rather. And see what's going on generally around you. Love may pop up in that reading.
We'll do a general reading and then possibly we can follow. Yes, okay, we'll do that. And then we'll see where that leads us to.
And I know you've talked about your situation and I know that, it's been rough, but right now is such a bad time too, depending on where you're living.
This is really the worst time.
To start relationships, with masks on and everything we got to do right now. So I've been out of
work for over 2 months.
Yeah.
And I've
been working at home for that length of time, a little longer.
So it feels really it just gets to you after a while.
Well, I think
it really does.
I'm more worried about the uncertainty with work and what this will do to my retirement savings, possibly if I lose my job, all of these things. So, I worry about that. But I feel comfortable at home and safe. I'm in one of the risk groups because I have asthma. And so I certainly feel more safe in my home environment.
Well, the thing is, I'm fortunate that I am getting paid for being home. But it looks like we are working towards getting me back at work. So we'll see how that goes.
Well, there's some interesting stuff here for sure. We have the Death card here, which of course does not mean death in the tarot. So don't be afraid of that one. We have the Six of Wands here, which is a really nice card, upright. And then we have the Magician reversed. So I guess a couple of things. First off, it sounds like, some major changes are going to be happening for you, Chrissy. I am not sure whether it has to do with business or work. But whatever this change is going to be, it's going to be really an accomplishment or an achievement for you in some way. You're going to feel like, wow, did I really do that? Did I really do that? It's positive, it's growthful, it's very good. But the Magician reversed is indicating to me, maybe you're not ready for this big change. You're going to feel like you don't have it together enough to be ready for this change that's coming your way.
It does look like self-doubt, but I feel that the energies of these cards, in particular the Death card, which indicates this great change, will just kind of carry you along, and that maybe it will be more like you just sort of have that level of doubt, but you're really there. These other things are taking you there, and I'm wondering if...
well, that's right. You're relatively
right, you
new.
mentioned that, yeah. So I don't know if this represents new job
or you're
a totally
moving
new
again.
situation. Maybe you're moving again. But I think it's more about some particular achievement you're going to make.
Yeah.
And it may be more personal to you. So in other words, it may not be like, you win a lot of money or you get the job that everybody is jealous of you for, but it may mean a lot to you personally. So with that in mind, it could possibly mean that, what you're really hoping for, to find romance, maybe some
you
of that
want
would
to
happen.
move, I see. Well, the Death card could indicate that.
It could.
A total new beginning somewhere. Let me throw the Lenormand and see if we get anything else in that regard for you. But you know what, Chrissy? Let these cards be a lesson to you, because in a way, see, you get your mind off of the love thing and positive cards pop up.
Yeah, these are mostly very positive here.
And so the other thing is, think about that in another way. Maybe if you don't focus on that issue so much, love might just come knocking at your door. Sometimes that's the way things work for me,
Yes, isn't it interesting a little bit? A chronic virus that we will, as a species, have to come to terms with and live with, and that it will mostly be livable within certain parameters.
Well, hopefully
that's the
they'll
best
come up
case
with
scenario.
a vaccine.
Yeah.
It sounds promising.
Well, they never could for HIV, or they're not quite there yet still, although they are getting there, and it's now been close to 40 years. So.
Did you see what Angel said about your job there earlier?
Yes, I did. Thank you, Mr. Angel. And we'll know soon, I think.
There's a couple ways I can take this, Chrissy. Okay, this is the Tower. And this is the Cross. So it seems to me that something, you're grieving over something coming to an end or maybe not happening. I'm getting the feeling, though, for some reason that it's about an ending. And I see the Tower here, and I think something is coming to an end. It could be a job, or it could be your isolation. In other words, maybe your periods of being alone are coming to an end. I don't see a time frame for this here, but I think that's a possibility.
Well, I get that too. I'm wondering if maybe somehow you're working or will be working. You don't have a job yet.
Okay.
Is it possible that the job is what pulls you out of Florida, creates the end of that? I'm wondering if that's possible, that maybe some institution, some job you get is what's going to pull you away. Maybe that's what this change is. So
yeah, because
I'm not thinking you're going to find out really soon. It might still be a little bit off, maybe through the summer towards fall.
Yeah, because when I look at, Death and the Six of Wands there, I'm thinking the change might be related to business or enterprise, but, I can't say that for certain.
Right. It's not for certain, but I'm thinking that's what I feel here. The tapestry sort of looks like something will pull you away. I think it's kind of unexpected because I don't really think the Magician reverse tells me you're not really necessarily working towards this. So it may be more chance than not, because that's the nature of great unexpected change.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, that's what we have for you this time, Chrissy. It's positive cards, I will say that.
I hope that helps you.
It's kind of ambiguous about the relationships, but I do think that there is a potential there. He went one way. I do think that it's possible your social isolation might be coming to an end.
Very good.
In time. All right. That's what we have. Hey, everybody. We are at that magic hour. On time. Oh, my gosh.
I forgot what it's like to end on time.
Oh, gosh. Monica, you are so late, but I'll tell you what. We can just throw you a quick general card and let's see what we get for you.
Yes, Monica, we actually are ending right now, but we're going to just do one brief card reading for you.
One card reading, real fast.
Please try to join us again. If you subscribe, you'll get notifications. We're on Thursday nights, like now, 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And
The
then we're also
earlier
on
you get
Sundays.
in, the more likely you're able to get a reading.
We also do a daily tarot card reading for the day, and we feature that on our Facebook and also our Twitter, so you can catch those. And we have a lot of other kind of cool content, we think, on our YouTube channel, so check it out. And so this is our card from Monica. Tell us about the bottom look.
You're silly. Wow, what a nice card I've got for you, Monica. That's a strength card. And so I think you're in a good place right now, or you should be, health-wise, physically, and emotionally, mentally. It's just like there's a nice harmony and balance here.
This card tells me that you are the kind of person, or you will be involved in this kind of situation where you will be able to apply your feelings of compassion to help others. It may be somebody that's very close to you, or it may just be a selfless act of love for somebody that you do care about, but maybe a little bit more in the abstract. But you're a helpful person, and you're going to be there for your friend and maybe help them make an important decision even.
And if you come back next time, we do 3 card readings for people and Lenormand cards, but we got to call this a night tonight because we've been doing this for 2 hours straight. And thank you, Monica, for joining us. I hope you join us again. And thanks, everybody, for being here tonight and asking such great questions. Any comments, Mr. O?
No.
No?
It's time to go.
We'll see you all again Sunday, hopefully. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye for now.